Like the boxes.
Yeah. Let me know what you said. All right. We're starting out. We just start every video like this.
Just like, yeah. Like that was string.
Like a wind-up thing. I want you to sit like this, right? Yeah. There's a snake in my boots, right? It's Friday, another edition of Flex's Legal Bit. You're hanging out with Flex and Mr. Raul A. Guajardo.
Good morning. My name is Raul Guajardo, and I'm an attorney here in Edinburgh, Texas. We focus on personal injury cases. We also have an office in San Antonio and Bronzeville to better serve your needs.
All over the place. Texas-wide, nationwide. We'll go to Cancun.
Yeah, we have it on.
And we have it on. Today's topic, of course, going to be talking about lots of different things. If you haven't tuned into the channel, you can check out other videos that we have as well. Go over the topics. But topic for today, hands-free calling. Technology that once you had to pay an arm and a leg for, it is now generally just installed in every single vehicle. We think it's a safer option, but it's just as bad as maybe having the phone to your ear.
Yeah. I was just thinking, you should have done this whole prove me wrong thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Better technology does prove me wrong, prove me wrong. Well, there are still issues with it. Like I'm sure, we've all had that experience when we're driving down the highway and we're supposed to get off on a certain exit.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody calls us, and when we're a little too focused on that call, even though we're hands-free, we miss the exit. It's happened to everybody I know, so I'm sure it's happened to you guys as well. So for the most part, that's called being distracted. So it doesn't matter if it's hands-free or not. Being a distracted driver is still dangerous.
Of course, you can be involved in an accident. I know we've had several cases. Some of our clients have said, because they've been involved because other parties they're on the phone. And it's like you're saying, even if you get off the phone, you're still in that frame of mind of thinking about what you were talking about. Yeah. And, it can just be a whole mess of just problems in itself. So any suggestions as far as if anybody, especially for the clients, to do otherwise besides the hands-free, maybe wait?
Yeah, just be aware that it's a distraction, right? There are studies about that. And we do have a case right now in particular where my client was parked at an intersection, and then these two vehicles, one was coming from her front and the other one was coming from her left. And they both collided and ended up hitting her. So they're blaming each other, and we pulled the records. And guess what? They were both on the phone.
We can't pull records, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our client had no fault at all, right? She's parked at an intersection, red light, and they're fighting amongst themselves as to who actually ran a red light. So that's an issue. And then we pulled the records, like I said, and the records we pulled doesn't necessarily only contain phone calls. It contains as well if you're streaming, if you're listening to music, that kind of stuff. So remember, if you're listening to music, that's also a bit, of course, you're not 100% focused on music, but sometimes if you're streaming with your phone, you're picking songs and whatnot. So that's a distraction in and of itself.
Yeah.
And that kind of helps our case. But, we all do it. It's unfortunate, but we all do it. Where I like to make phone calls, quite frankly, is when I'm doing a long drive.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I'm going to Houston or something like that. And, I can afford to be a little distracted. But it's still a distraction. Just keep that in mind.
And speaking from experience, right? Even though I shouldn't have, but we've all had it, I bet you, to where it's kind of, we've been so involved in the drive or involved in the travel and then in the conversation. And then you just end up like, wow, how did I even get here? So, and not only just having the phone as far as the phone calls, but now you have your access to your steering wheel.
No.
And now you've got, the system talking to you and pushing the voice command stuff. But, just to be on the safe side, make sure you're doing that in a safe area. Maybe pull over. You don't want to be involved in a telephone call. And it could be just a split second,
Yeah. And the fact of the matter, we all do it. The issue is going to be that if you have an accident, it's going to be an issue as to liability and being a distracted driver.
So how does that fall if during the process of an accident, say the issue does come up to where through the records that there was, distraction with a phone call? How does that affect with the insurance for the case?
Well, it helps our case in the sense that there are statistics that we use as well, showing that even hands-free drivers, they do cause accidents, being that it is a distraction. Again, like I said, it just happened to me last week where I missed an exit and then I went into a distraction. Not into a construction site, no, but I went into the highway construction, where the expressway.
Oh yeah.
So that's an issue.
20 years and going.
Yeah. TikTok.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I missed an exit, and then I regretted it. I'm like, should have hung up earlier.
That was with me, by the way. He was on the phone with me.
Does happen. You could be distracting, man.
Yeah. So yeah, and if just to be on the safe side, if you've got a phone call, maybe pull over. If you know you're going to be distracted, just make sure you stay on the safer side. And it helps in the long run with insurance because insurance finds out. Of course, all those records come out, and then it's just going to be a mess.
Exactly. And you're just at a higher risk of being found liable if you're on the phone.
Don't forget, we have this every single Friday. Thanks for everyone, of course, for joining for another edition of Flex's Legal Bit. Of course, you can join and click the thumbs up. You can also subscribe and check out all the videos to come. We do this every single week to give you tips and tidbits on, some law jibber-jabble. All right, thanks again so much for joining in this episode of Flex's Legal Bit. Don't forget to join us on Facebook. You can get more information online, www.raulwahardo.com. Give us a call at 956-318-3200. You can see all of our locations, all of our phone numbers, and get more information. You can even talk to this big guy by sending in your contact info. But we'll see you next time on Flex's Legal Bit.
And remember,
Remember,
we're with you.
we're with you.